Hello, Mrs. Hinchcliffe. I was wondering if I could take Saturday off.
No, I don't think you can. Absolutely bloody not. Absolutely they must be spit-shined immediately. I need you to wash my hands. Sandra, I need you to wash the wrinkles out of my hands immediately. They're so dirty all the time.
Hey guys, we got merch.
Limited quantity drop. A limited quantity of items are being produced for the holidays.
Orders will begin shipping the first week of December.
All orders placed before December 10th will arrive before Christmas.
Check out the link in the description or shop the merchandise below the video before it's too late.
You guys have been bitching about this forever, so you better f***ing buy some. If you don't buy some stuff, then go f*** yourself. F*** you. Hello, 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 hello.
Hello.
Welcome to episode 97 of Cream Trail.
97? Whoa.
97, I hardly know her. Does that work?
I like that.
Does that work?
I think so.
It works for me. Okay.
Today's episode is sponsored by Gold Peak Unsweetened Tea. So get yours.
Today's episode is sponsored by the sugar industry.
No. Unsweetened, I say. Or it's also it's sponsored by Gold Peak Unsweetened Tea, and then it's also sponsored by the sugar industry. Big Sugar.
I think that's honestly the perfect marriage. That's
Yeah.
complimentary right there.
And
Boy,
it's-
if only this unsweetened tea was sweeter,
Boy, do
I have a solution for you, says the sugar man.
if only the tea could be sweet. Well, what if we merged them together? They say.
I'm
Do you
pretty
think that
sure there was a war over this.
I feel like that would
this is how America was formed.
I feel like the tea wasn't worth it. I feel like the tea was probably pretty shitty that they were pissed off about.
Well, the English.
I think both of them. Well, I guess, yeah. Just people who are like, or whenever they're like, the Boston Tea Party.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like they got bent out of shape over kind of.
the water without boiling it first.
That's
Yeah,
what
I was
they're
gonna
really
say,
mad about.
Do you think they had buckets? Buckets that they would
Buckets of-
bring down and dip into the ocean to try to salvage some of that sweet tea?
Mary, Mary, wake up. Wake up, Mary.
Huh?
Did you hear on the blower?
What?
The Americans, they're dumping tea in the harbor. I don't understand.
What? No! No!
They're having some sort of party, some sort of parade about it. I don't get it.
No!
Make it stop, Mary. Make them stop.
You stop it! You stop it, you!
You stop that right now!
And the Americans are like, I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna fucking stop. Fuck you and you too. We got
It was
about
funny
the
as they
Americans?
dressed up like
Is
They
that,
dressed
is that
up
the
like
Americans? They
Indians.
still sound English.
Yeah, why wouldn't they, right?
Well, yeah, we
Yeah.
didn't have an accent yet.
It's just going to make this whole bit very hard to follow.
Well, that makes it funnier. That's the point.
Which side is me on? You'll
God.
never know. I could be anyone.
I could
Do
be
me love
you.
tea or do me hate tea? That's my riddle 3.
It's not American, it's a German guy doing this. That's our deal.
I don't get it.
What if the day that the Boston Tea Party happened, now we can't confirm this, I don't want anybody to do any research, but that's the day that Mountain Dew was formed. The company Mountain Dew.
I think that would make an incredible amount of sense. Frankly, too much sense to the point where
It's
the fact
undeniable.
we don't know about the fact we don't know about it means there's probably been some sort of high level cover up.
That is true. And I hate to even think of a world where it's not true, honestly. The world seems a lot colder and a lot darker because of that.
I don't know if I've ever drunk Mountain Dew.
You never had a nice tasty dew when you were younger?
Don't know if we had it. Maybe we did. I don't know.
You definitely had it. They even had,
When
because
did
you were a
Mountain
big
Dew-
Halo guy back in the day, right?
Yeah, but he was an energy drink person. When did it actually start?
Yeah, I kind of wasn't a fucking pussy libtard, so I drank Rockstar.
Yeah, no.
No big deal.
You know what's funny is that people who drink Mountain Dew got tons of pussy, and people who drink Rockstar just fucking smoke cigarettes and wish they had pussy. Well, first off, Mountain Dew is a product of PepsiCo, which PepsiCo started in 1940. Let me see when the Dew actually started.
Let's see when the Tea Party thing happened and see if they're kind of close. And maybe that would shed light on this whole thing.
1961.
That sounds about right.
Which is probably the same time period as the Boston Tea Party. And it happened in Marion, Virginia, which is, I'm pretty sure, right where the Boston Tea Party was at. So that's perfect.
I heard that all of the tea from the Tea Party ended up in the New England area, and that's how the Great Lakes were formed.
Whoa,
You heard about that?
wait. Mountain Dew was originally Southern and or Scottish Irish slang for moonshine, as referenced in an Irish folk song, "The Rare Old Mountain Dew," dating from 1882.
Sick fact. I like that. That's
using it as a name
Mountain
as a soda
Dew.
originated, suggested by Carl E. Ritzky at Owens, Illinois Incorporated, meeting in Toledo, Ohio.
Only a degenerate, bumbling fucking Irishman could be on a beautiful mountain morning with the glistening water.
Oh boy, this sure makes me want to have a drink.
Like a moonshine is what it is, lad.
That looks like alcohol on those leaves.
You're like,
So
no,
it
it's just
wasn't-
condensation.
So it wasn't 1961, it was 1948, which definitely confirms that it was Boston Tea Party.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. I don't know why you guys...
That's a pretty fucking sick... Oh! Hold on. First off, that's a sick way to say moonshine. Mountain Dew. That's really
That's
fucking...
what I was just saying.
I know.
No, you were criticizing.
You were criticizing the Irish, and I wanted to
Irishman.
take a second to make sure that our...
It's still a
Irish
strange name,
listeners-
but the fact an Irish person saw Mountain Dew,
Wait.
literally Mountain Dew, and first thing they thought was alcohol.
In 2022...
Those aren't mutually exclusive.
Now listen to this. In 2022, PepsiCo partnered with the Boston Beer Company to produce a line of alcohol-infused drinks in 4 flavors.
Added up!
I'm telling you, it's all full circle.
What do Boston people sound like?
You know, Boston.
Bill Burr.
How do you like them apples?
Bill Burr.
We're from Boston.
Boston. Yeah, I'm from Boston. I like to dub river in tea or tea in river. I don't know. I'm from Boston.
Something like that?
I think that's exactly what it is. Yeah. Did you just try doing like a Bill Burr impression?
Wait, let me do my Bill Burr impression. It's
This,
unbelievable. It's unbelievable. No, it's unbelievable.
this
What do you
is
think?
fucking stupid. This is
Oh,
so
no, I
fucking
mean-
stupid.
It was fucking incredible. It was unbelievable. I played the same stadium as Kramer from Seinfeld.
I
Dude,
made-
it was so fucking
I made
unbelievable.
a show, an animated show, because it's so easy about my life when I was a kid. It was so fucking stupid.
I
watched
love how much that
I
bothers
watched
you,
Neil.
mate.
I watched Neil Peart play drums on YouTube. It was so fucking stupid.
I love how much it bothers you when like celebrities make cartoon shows.
It does annoy me. It's so stupid.
I'm with you.
Because
I'm
they
with you.
literally go into any fucking place. They have no respect for the actual like medium, because they go in just being like, well, it's easy. You just draw up these characters. I'll tell you what my dad looked like. He was kind of old and he had brown hair. And they're like, oh, okay, that is the vaguest thing I've ever seen. No, it doesn't look like him. That doesn't look like him.
I do
Go
imagine
back and
they
do it
think
again.
it's easier
But
than
you
it
gotta
is.
watch out, because I'm selling out these stadiums because I'm such a popular stand-up comic. It's so fucking stupid.
No, you could do anything with cartoons. Just anything. Why wouldn't you do a cartoon?
That's him. That's what he sounds like. He sounds like Lois from Family Guy.
You could do a cartoon, Peter. Peter, it's really easy.
It was so weird growing up with my dad in Boston. He worked for the airport. It was so fucking stupid.
That was a haunting witch cackle is what that was. I don't know what the
Bill
that
Burr.
scared the fuck
I
out of
don't
me.
know. I like Bill Burr. What a guy.
Riddle me this, boy. Why would you throw the tea into the harbor?
I feel like I'm not done with that bit. I feel like we should go back.
People,
You guys aren't appreciating that they were dressed up as Indians. I find that funny. That a bunch
Wait,
of
what?
Boston guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
How
dressed
do we know
up
that it
as
wasn't the fucking Indians that did it then?
Well,
That would make
well,
so much sense.
because I
Driving
think
a
they're-
wedge
I think they're
between our great
milky
peoples.
Snow White
Yeah, I was
Indians.
gonna say
Those
they're
fucking-
milky,
Oh, like they couldn't find some
London,
chalk.
London gray skin.
Dude, here's
with
what they
giant
did.
fucking buck
no,
teeth.
No. Here's what they did. On the
Oh,
same boats that brought the tea. Okay, listen.
could have been anybody.
fucking ending. They couldn't even get the fucking right there, like.
You the fucking bought so into big Indian propaganda, dude.
Which tribe it be?
Can I at least lay the groundwork?
My favorite Indian is the Toyota Camry.
Can I lay the groundwork?
It's my favorite
Please.
tribe.
Guys, it feels like you're not taking this theory seriously.
What? Let's lay the groundwork then, dude.
Is it so hard to believe that on the
Yes.
same boats that brought
Yes.
the tea in the boxes,
Yes.
it also brought some white chalk from the White Cliffs of Dover? And the Indians, seeing an opportunity to drive a wedge between our great nations and people,
ourselves in this so we blend in with the white man.
with the
They will
And then-
never be able to notice in the moon sky.
exactly. They did that.
I think they wore like
threw it
head
all
feathers and
overboard.
stuff.
They pointed.
You
They
know what's
blamed it on
funny?
the Americans.
I'm picturing Tom as one of the, like the British are like, all right, who did it? And then Tom's sitting there with like feathers still in his hair, and he's like, "Well, do you know that was an Indian covered himself in chalk?"
I think it's plausible. I don't know what your fucking problem
I
is, dude.
think it's pretty plausible. It's a whole room of just like retarded British people being like, "No, it's not. Yeah, it could have been pretty plausible, I think."
Would it be the first time they've eluded us with their sneaky tricks? Yeah, they're famed for being scurrying around all sneaky. Like, I think it's pretty much a 90% chance.
Well, if this is confirmed or not, we're going to have to hunt them down in the wilderness, regardless.
Well, I guess we must expand west. We'll call it Manifest Destiny because they brought it upon themselves. They manifested our rage.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's because you don't speak English, you silly Indian.
Do you think that was the plan of the Patriots? Though we'll dress up like Indians, and then no one will know we did
so
it, and
far,
then they'll just
it's a-
kill all the
It
Indians.
was
and that'll
definitely
be
English
awesome.
maybe
retards
equal-
trying to set them up
it's a
for
maybe
sure.
equal parts English retards or Indians in
The,
short
their
from the White Cliffs of Dover.
milky white skin with cirrhosis-ridden eyes, just being like,
white.
if we
Sure.
put feathers in our hair, don't think that the Indians did me did.
And then those people went on to defeat the greatest empire the world has ever seen.
Oh my god, I can't believe we've won.
All right, if we're gonna get personal, you guys didn't do shit without the French, and any nation that has to ally itself with the French to get shit done is barely a nation worth respecting in the first place.
I can't believe we just got a gold medal for war. That's what the Americans said.
won for us. Please, Mr. Frenchman, the British are being mean to us. Can you please save us, Mr. France? Please.
That's George Washington. he's saying all that whistling through his wooden teeth.
Oh, I like him. He should be president.
the favours, promise.
Okay, Mr. Washington, we will do this for you. But you have to promise to save us.
Ashes in World War II.
You know, it's funny about the didn't America buy the Louisiana Purchase? That was from the French, right?
You better give us a big discount on that there piece of land, Mr. French.
No.
He's gonna have
No, it wasn't a big discount. They're just like, this is basically worth nothing. We would be taking it off your hands for just
British diplomacy. The soft power of British diplomacy.
Didn't they buy that from was it Napoleon or no? Or am I wrong? Was Napoleon dead?
I don't know.
No, that was Napoleon, right?
I do have a pretty good historical knowledge, but that is one of the things I haven't learned yet.
Yeah, I feel like Napoleon was alive from like 1600 until 1800. Just lived for 2 centuries.
From France for 1803 for $15 million. Let me see. I almost could have swore it was Napoleon still, but I could be completely wrong. In 1800, Napoleon, the first consul of the French Republic, regained ownership of Louisiana in exchange for Tuscany. Blah, blah, blah. But yeah, no, they bought it back from Napoleon for $15 million. Wait, Napoleon really fucked up in his later half, didn't he?
All right, fine. Give us like $15 million for it, okay?
That is a crazy amount of money. I will never run out of that. Got you, scary America. His French horn gills puffed up in the air.
They just scream that every day they can. Just vive la resistance. Wait, Thomas Jefferson is the one who bought it? I guess so.
Yeah, I guess that tracks.
Yeah, no,
actually, that does kind of line up with my thinking.
That's definitely what I remember my textbooks. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yep, yep. That's all coming back to me. Oh yeah.
I'm just glad we've agreed that the British won the War of Independence.
No, not at all.
Because
America
you
did.
weren't British until you.
And I think you're a sore loser about
won.
something you were never even fucking a part of, dude. You're a sore loser. You also can't. You're trying to cope with the idea that your country's been a goddamn laughing stock for 400 years. Get over it, dude. Get the fuck over it. 400. That's right. That's not a fucking typo. 400. 400 fucking years, dude. Think about it.
Ah, yes, the 1600s, the British Empire, the laughing stock of the world.
Mm-hmm. It all started
My country's
crumbling down,
only been
baby.
a laughing stock for about 100 years, I'll have you know.
No. I'd say a good 400.
We're about 50 years. I'm changing my answer. 50 years, only since the 70s.
That's when people were like, this British Empire thing is a little screwy-dooey. Honestly.
Yeah.
Oh.
When did those traitorous curs give back India?
I don't know. I'm trying to look it up.
I say that the Indians, ever since they did the Tea Party, have just been a thorn in our side, and we should just give back their silly country. And that's how India gained independence.
Didn't your grandma have like Indian slaves or something?
Hello, Mrs. Hinchcliffe. I was wondering if I could take Saturday off.
No, I don't think you can. Absolutely bloody absolutely. They must be spit shined immediately. I need you to wash my hands. Sanjay, I need you to wash the wrinkles out of my hands immediately. They're so dirty all the time.
Right. She would not think that she could make her hands cleaner by having an Indian person touch them. That's not my grandma.
Yeah, she's asking them to do it, but then also scolding them for doing it at the same time.
You just made it more dirty. Oh, God. Oh, heavens. Heavens above.
Her hands have never been cleaner, and she's just like gagging and throwing up.
Oh, God. Oh, God. I say we partition this bloody place. I think you're going to have to find a new master. Get out of here, Raj!
Very well, Mom.
They were just so patient with her.
Oh, yeah. She's
sweet,
like,
sweet Indians.
Yeah, very well. Yeah. Dude, what if you found out on her deathbed that she fucked like 25 Indian guys?
I wouldn't believe it.
Even if she's like, I literally got piped down.
Dementia.
The best. Oh, go with grace.
Granny, you don't know what you're saying. Go to sleep.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Shut up, Grandma. You don't know what you're saying. Rosh's cock was the best I've ever. Shut
All right, she's sleeping.
She's sleeping so gracefully. Oh, Grandma, how I love you. Damn, she would be a good podcast guest. We'd have to scrub it extensively, but what a memorable episode that would be.
She seems like such a sweet woman. I agree. You've said that for a long time, though. I think you both have said that. I think Dawn's even said that she'd be a good guest.
She didn't have slaves. I think.
Well,
let me clear my sweet grandma's name. It's probably not going to help, but her dad was a military man, so they were stationed in India, and for some reason they had Indian servants, which was not a slave. Did she make them shine her shoes? I have had that confirmed to me. Was it a different time? Absolutely. Can we really judge people's past actions based on modern day standards? I don't think so.
I guess Britain gave it back India in 1947.
Yeah, so what are people even complaining about?
Is that when like Gandhi and shit was around too? Wasn't that like a big part of his thing was independence from Britain?
Yeah. He went on a cute little hunger strike.
You guys ever see that movie, the Gandhi movie? We had to watch it in school a couple times.
Joaquin Phoenix as Gandhi.
Yeah, with his like hair lip thing. I just wish that I'm gonna just not eat anything for a while.
I'm so hungry, but I will not break under the British.
I will cheat on my wife as much as I possibly want.
If my wife gets ill, she has no medicine. No medicine, I repeat. Zero Western medicine.
Hit my wife to no end. But don't kill that butterfly. That caterpillar you see on the ground has a soul. Would you mind punching my wife in the forehead as hard as you possibly can?
I think that's like true too. She was really ill and
he didn't give a shit.
Her Western
he was
medicine,
fucking he fucked all kinds of people.
Same. Oh, well, but he was offered the same medicine for his shit and he took it because he got the same thing.
Yeah, that's
I'm pretty
right.
sure that's historical fact.
Yeah, she's like, we have stomach pains and we have, we're both sick. And he's like, yes, my love. All right, give me the time.
Just go to sleep, baby.
Just go to sleep, baby.
Baby girl, go to sleep.
I want you to go to sleep. Yes, good.
Don't worry. We will have many bread, many soon.
Where is the morphine tab? I want it.
Where is the cyanide pill under your tooth? Bite it. Bite it, my battle.
Bite it as hard as you can and swallow,
my dear. Bite the cyanide tablet I place between your teeth.
The cyanide tablet I place. Just a giant fucking butt-tooth woman. Like a giant anti-acid pill just like right between her tooth. Go
just
with
puncture
grace,
that
love.
with one of your snaggle teeth, my baby, my beautiful girl.
I feel like because I remember reading about. Well, this is also. It was a goddamn hit piece video is what I saw it from. But I remember this video I watched. It was just like, 10 good people that weren't so good. They had Gandhi in there and Mother Teresa. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure Gandhi still was like a pretty good, like a pretty fucking, like a pretty influential for positivity guy. Same with Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa, they're just like, that dumb bitch lost her faith at the end of her life. Whore. What a monster. And it's like, I'm pretty sure she still did like tons of charity work and stuff. Yeah, but she gave up on the cross. Hypocrite.
Like abuse patients or something.
Huh?
Yeah, I thought she did something.
I thought she was
worse.
like, I don't know, hitting patients with thin sticks or something.
I'm sure that was, probably what nuns weren't doing that, dude.
Beat the devil out of you. Beat it away. Beat it away. Why do you look like that? You're
has Down
sick
syndrome,
because
Mother
you
Teresa.
have a demon in your rectum. Beat it Why is his brow so thick and he looks like he's confused?
Mother Teresa,
Devil,
he has Down
devil.
syndrome. Oh,
Gross little demon boy, is it?
Stop
Father
hitting
was an
me.
imp, mother was a whore.
Stop hitting me.
Well, you have the devil in you, don't you, little boy?
Yeah.
He bit it. The beast bit it from his very own blackened, charred lips. Drips poisonous devil cursory. I say upon this house.
Black goo is dripping from his mouth. He's a demon. It's like, no, he just got done eating a chocolate bar. Oh, chocolate.
What is chocolate?
Chocolate. The devil's candy. Whatever the fuck it is. I'm trying to see what the thing is because I've heard something like that, but I can't see anything on her Wikipedia.
Mother Teresa used to go to her patients' bedside. I'm reading this right now.
Criticism, okay.
And smother their heads with her thighs.
Wait, what? Say that again?
That's what I just read. Mother Teresa used to go to her patients' bedsides and smother their heads with her thighs. And that
not
is
true.
why...
That cannot be true.
You don't know that.
Cannot be true.
You need to read a book,
According
my
to
friend.
a paper by Canadian academics, whatever, and blah, bunch of dumb French names, Mother Teresa's clinics received millions of dollars in donations but lacked medical care, systematic diagnosis, necessary nutrition, and sufficient...
Oh, boo! You're hungry. Well, aren't we all?
Yeah, she's eating like 4 steaks a day. Mother Teresa believed the sick must suffer like Christ on the cross, based. And it was said that additional money might have transformed the health of the city's poor by creating advanced palliative care facilities. So basically, she's just like, these people deserve to suffer. Christ suffered. You guys deserve to suffer. Sorry. Also, she definitely probably bought herself like a, gold or bedazzled like vibrator or something for a pussy with all that money.
She
But
bejazzled herself.
I'm bejazzled.
one of Mother
like
Teresa's
the crystals
most
on
outspoken
my
critics was
pussy.
English journalist. Here we go.
Yeah, boy, that's right.
Christopher Hitchens, host of the
How do we know
documentaries.
that Mother Teresa wasn't actually an Indian with chalk on his face?
He was.
Do we know that for sure?
Do we know that for sure?
I'm not. How do we know the Indian with chalk
She's
on
not
his face
blending
didn't give
in
me
with the
cancer?
mood. An author.
Moon
He was
face.
the author of the essay "The Missionary Position: Mother Teresa and the Theory of Practice"
Oh, that's
in 1995. Who wrote in 2003 article. This returns us to medieval corruption of the church, which sold indulgences to the rich while preaching hellfire and whatever, just complaining that
What
blah, blah,
indulgence,
church man.
please, sir?
She was a friend of poverty. She said suffering was a gift from God. She spent her life opposing the only known cure for poverty, which is the empowerment of women and emancipation of them
Oh,
from the
is
livestock
it?
version. Well,
Okay.
that's the guy that you were praising, dude.
I wasn't praising him.
You definitely were.
When?
You started off, I said the title, and you're like, oh, that's nice. And you had nothing nice to see. You were kind of
No, that was sarcasm.
Chiming
oh,
to your-
nice,
No,
nice.
no, no.
The missionary
No,
position. I
no,
get
no.
it. I get it, Hitch. You're so clever. Not clever enough to beat terminal cancer, though.
But how do we know if she wasn't white or Native American with white chalk on her skin?
Have you heard Hitchens speak? He needs to do his voice right.
Oh, I haven't. Have you actually heard of him before? Oh, I've seen him
Christopher
before.
Hitchens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this. Mother Teresa was a stupid bitch.
One of the most dumbest bitches ever to grace us in the world is probably the dumb whore known as Mother Teresa, which I think she got piped down more than she would ever admit, but that's just a theory, a game theory.
What is with you and beautiful sacred women and trying to desecrate their name by saying they got piped down by people they didn't get piped down by?
Because I hate women.
Well, that does track.
It has been going around.
That's the word on the streets, and I'm sticking to it, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I don't blame you. It's fair enough.
Abortion rights groups have also criticized Mother Teresa's stance against abortion and contraception. According to Mark Woods, writing in Christian Today, to criticize her for opposing abortion and contraception is to criticize her for not running a secular charity, which she never pretended to do.
I like the idea that all the men that wanted to fuck her wanted to wear condoms, and she was like, I don't think so. I'm very beautiful right now.
Do you know what a bukkake is?
No, what is that?
It's like your seed everywhere, and then I push it out, and you get to see it again.
Think of it like a baptism of sorts.
Hearing Mother Teresa describe what a cream pie is would be so crazy, dude.
It's like when you think it's gone and that you've expelled, I get to show you it again.
Where was she from? What's her nationality?
She was an Indian, I think.
No way.
I think so. That's what the Wikipedia thing says.
That's crazy. You're a liar. Albanian Indian. That's a crazy mix. I don't even know what an Albanian is. That's how crazy that mix is.
I remember when I was like basically from ages fucking 0 to probably like 19. Every time I saw a picture of Mother Teresa, I just thought it was like a 76-year-old man from New York City.
They hated her because of her meat and sandwiches.
Wait, is this her when she was younger? Was she hot as shit when she was young?
Dude, Mother Teresa was a fucking smoke show.
Yo, was Mother Teresa an absolute dime back in the day?
Let me have a look. I want to see.
Well, this is not
Mother Teresa young. No, she looks terrifying.
Well, I'm looking at the one where she looks like she's never looked into a picture before in her entire life, and it's very odd. She looks cute.
Which one? Show me your pictures. Show me your wares. Let's exchange nudes.
I wish to see. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat.
Horrifying. Absolutely horrifying.
No. I think both of those aren't bad. This is the one I thought was bad.
No, I like that. That's a woman you can trust. That's a woman who needs bread with the exact amount of force.
You're going to give me the bread or I will break your little fingers because God suffered.
I'm going to nail your hands to the dinner table just as Jesus was nailed to the cross.
Yeah, like unnecessary amounts of fucking punishment. It's like, well, yeah, but just because that happened, do I really have to? Do you have to nail my fingernails down to the table?
Well, hold still whilst I stab you in the guts with a spear.
Yeah, she just shoots somebody point blank in the chest.
A revolver has roughly the same penetration force as a Roman thrusting a spear into your abdomen.
Not even a revolver. She has a fucking she has like a golden desert eagle with all the fucking money she's been saving.
Fucking decked out in crosses.
Just like blows someone's chest.
The iron
off.
sights is a crucifix with Christ still on. Oh, that was fucking sick.
The iron cross is a stained glass picture of Jesus.
Oh, fuck, I like that.
Isn't that tight? What if she has a laser that goes through it? So whenever the laser projects through it, it's like a red projection of the Jesus stained glass onto the victim's chest or face.
It's a red projection of Jesus's face in a slice of toast.
Exactly. Miracle.
Miracle. Miracle. Miracle.
Just fucking 2 shots to the wrist, 1 in the abdomen.
Whatever, like the...
In it. Yes, that's her dancing by herself in her kitchen.
Yeah, just dead bodies all around her. Just dancing around.
I've killed so many of their sickness. I've killed so many people.
I'm sick of us taking the names of good people who did basically nothing. And
this is what you have to realize, Tom, is that
Yep.
this podcast and I think in the most respectful way possible, and I do think that we add layers of respect to it, besmirches the dead so they cannot fight back, so we have no one to oppose us.
Well, I think too, also when people die, like they kind of fade from memory, and it's almost like you're insulting thin air. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Yeah, if anything, you're storing their memory.
Yeah, I'm bringing it back. Like people, there's probably, I bet you there are some legitimate listeners who have never heard of Mother Teresa before.
Yeah,
and we just brought her back.
Figuring out a way
well,
to make
it's certainly a deeper
thumbnail.
cut than our Peter Steele thing, so we'll see how it lands.
Yeah, Mother Teresa's a deeper cut than Peter Steele.
They don't exist. They're not real. It's like insulting your imagination.
No, her soul is in hell. And she's listening
Jesus,
to this right
Don.
now.
God, that was oddly dark, just coming from the shadows. Like I did not expect that.
Nary a word said for however the fuck long. The first thing he says,
Her titties and pussy are burning in hell.
Jesus. I like how also this podcast is only played in hell. That's real respectful, Don.
Well, I mean, that would just be part of the punishment.
You have to listen to the 3 funniest men on the internet. Yeah, good punishment.
Yeah, the 3 funniest men. This is an actual question that poses an interesting question to me. I'm curious to hear what you guys say. Like in Guantanamo Bay, do you think they would use cream crews to torture people?
I wish, dude. I wish, like, they use deer.
Well, no. I mean, not for your wishes, but do you think it would be? Do you think that it would be an effective?
No, I think
torture
it's
device?
so relatable that the prisoners would kind of, yeah, they're kind of be like,
Yeah,
I
they
totally
do
get this.
Kind of learn about our culture.
What
Did you
is
hear that,
this?
bitch? About Mother Teresa?
Yeah, that bit about
Exactly.
Mother Teresa was fucking hilarious. They like it too much. Turn it off.
My favorite bit. Wait, why are they French? Okay, he's an Algerian born in France, so he sounds French, but he's still a terrorist. Oh, I love the bit where they talk about gay Gandalf. Hon. I can see
Yeah.
it.
They're really only at their best when they talk about Lord of the Rings. And usually it's just about being gay or raping a hobbit. But it's pretty funny.
That's right, dude. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't know. I think so. I think they tried that. They played like rap as sleep torture shit, and they, the jihadis found too much in common with the struggles of the African American community.
I think the only music
So-
that worked was country music, if I remember right.
Which,
Makes sense.
if I have
Because
to say,
they played
fuck you,
they played
terrorists.
Metallica and they were like headbanging and shit. They liked it.
Yeah. You probably just don't play anything kind of like anti-establishment, and early Metallica
It's
obviously
kinda
had like
funny
hints of that.
It was
you
Black
know.
Album.
That isn't obvious.
okay.
that they thought it was a good idea to play.
the earlier albums too much, but this Black Album, it really hits.
What were you saying, Don?
Sorry, Tom.
No, it's just funny that wasn't obvious from the jump. It just seems very obvious.
Well, you have to imagine,
they're-
not to put racism into this, but I do think that like retarded redneck guys working at Guantanamo Bay being like, what would be absolute torture? Why don't we put on Chameleon Air? Oh, that would skeeve me so bad. I'm going to have to put earbuds in if we put that on. Why the hell are they dancing? And then like one of their fucking Walkmans or like their fucking early iPod things slips out and like, don't tear my heart, my achy breaky heart. And then people are like, ah. And they're like, what? Of course they don't like God's music. Of course.
Why didn't we think of that?
Now that should have been downright obvious.
Yeah, I mean that tracks. Fair enough. I'm convinced.
Was it only ever like, I mean, it was only ever like Middle Eastern terrorists, right? Is it Guantanamo Bay even still a thing or no?
Yeah, they didn't put the Irish Republican Army people in there.
Well, I didn't know.
probably.
I mean, I literally didn't know if it was like anybody, because you said the French thing and I was like, oh, that's a good point. I don't know if
We
it was
play
like
speeches from the Queen, and it really, really deprivates the Irishmen of their much needed sleep.
Yeah. I didn't know. I mean, I had always assumed it was just like almost like prisoners of war or some shit like that. But I didn't know if it was
either,
actual.
But I have to imagine that they probably only put in people from countries who like, you know, if you put in a French citizen, no matter if they're a terrorist or ISIS, whatever the fuck, in Guantanamo Bay, I have to imagine there's like different levels of, oh, this could be a political issue. You know what I mean? But I also, I don't know anything. And I just spent 30 minutes doing impressions of Mother Teresa killing people. So it should give you the level of like insight you can gain from this podcast. Don't listen to anything we say, no matter how seriously we say it.
All I know is
like right after 9/11, like immediately after 9/11.
What happened after 9/11?
Throwing guys in there.
I say that again. The three collective insights of retards. Yeah, I kind of think this like happened.
Well, I'm looking up stuff right now. The only thing that I know is that, well, yeah, it's a constitution free zone. And then also that like for like war crimes, they didn't consider sleep deprivation a form of torture.
Which is funny because I get a
crazy.
bad night of sleep and I am just wiped out.
Well, for the viewers that don't even know this, we record this podcast at 9 a.m. and I could tell that Tom was that's like that within itself. I was like, I don't think sleep deprivation. It's not going to work. Sleep deprivation though is it's insane. You'll fucking hallucinate and shit. You know.
I like the idea that it being a constitution-free zone, there is a band of terrorists out there trying to do a reverse National Treasure and sneak the Constitution into Guantanamo.
Put the Constitution in there.
And as soon as they get the Constitution into Guantanamo, all of the terrorists get rights, like American rights.
It feels so much better here.
It feels there is a sense of freedom now in this prison.
My God.
The founding fathers truly knew what they were doing.
Once again, they're French. Oui.
The founding fathers really knew what they were doing.
Most accurate depiction of a man from France.
Yeah. 100%, dude.
Oui, monsieur. I like hairy armpits and I like death to America.
I want to complain about something and I want you guys to find the parallel with it in Warhammer.
Easy, done. Do it, pussy.
You can find you'll find a parallel with it in Warhammer? Okay.
100% in like 10 seconds.
Okay, well, I thought it just feels like we're having camaraderie, but you're insulting me, so I couldn't really read what was. Doesn't matter. The newest Magic the Gathering set is going back to this plane that I hate, which every Magic the Gathering set is like different planes. So that's how you get like different kinds of like themed sets or whatever. And we're going back to one called Ixalan, which is all about pirates and dinosaurs. And I think it's really, really cringe. Like I don't know why, but I really don't like outside the context of being a 6-year-old. I think it's not cool to be obsessed with dinosaurs or find dinosaurs cool. That's just me, though.
Yeah, weirdly, I agree.
But it's like I appreciate them and I like researching them, but just the idea of like, oh, sick.
Oh, Stegosaurus, awesome.
Yeah, exactly. And then mixing that with pirates, it just feels so cringe. So all the art,
Warhammer Parallel, and I'm gonna cheat a bit and not use 40K.
You said 10 seconds, and you're already at 7 seconds in.
Tomb Kings.
Let me see.
Tomb Kings are all right.
Yeah, well, you're a fucking idiot, dude. They're the gayest thing ever. They're the gayest thing since dinosaurs.
Okay.
So is this Egyptian or Aztec?
It's Egyptian.
They're like undead Egyptians.
Yes, but they still have like the beard things, like the long like wrapped beard stuff.
I kind of like that.
I'm not advocating all of the design choices, but I think on balance, well,
you know what it is, cool. Don. At least what I'm saying so far here. Also, this is not Warhammer 40K, so that's already a ding in my book.
He didn't specify.
No. But well, I was just going to say that it's probably not as cool because it's not the 40K aspect to it. Because I agree that I don't think it's the lamest thing, but it is essentially just like, oh, zombies. And that's boring. in my opinion. It's like,
It's
oh,
worse
an
than
army of
zombies.
skeleton people.
It's like
Yay.
skeleton
I think-
people dressed as Egyptians.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're from Egypt, dude.
Well,
They're
yeah.
not dressed as Egyptians.
I'm
They're
also
from Egypt.
in fantasy
not
stuff.
from
I
Egypt.
really fucking hate like skeletons, like the base level enemy of a skeleton. I really don't like that.
I think like Jason and the Argonaut style skeleton with like a little shield and sword. I like that.
I don't. Every time, especially like every time in a video game, you're telling me that whenever you see him in a video game, you're not like, oh god, it's just fucking, it's just disappointing. And then every time you kill him, they make a stupid like bones dropping to a pile sound. You know what I
I kind
mean?
of like it now that you made that noise though, because it's a cool noise. It's a fun noise. I want it to sound like a xylophone when their ribs hit the floor.
No, it's not the worst thing. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not a big, just for RPG stuff. It's just yeah, I don't know. Like you're saying, the Jason and the Argonauts with like simple shield. It's a classic, but I'm like, there's so much more base level stuff that I enjoy that I think that it's always just kind of disappointing.
Okay, if it has to be
I got-
40k, freebooters.
The pirate orcs.
Yeah, pirate
Those
orcs in
ones.
space.
Yeah, that's fair. That's kind of
Hate.
gay.
Hate.
Yeah.
It is pretty cheesy. It's pretty cheesy because the orcs already in Warhammer are like probably the perfect level of camp and fantasy
Yes,
with like their other stuff.
1,000,000%.
So just like
Yeah.
making them vampire or making them pirates just feels kind of like, why?
Yeah,
like,
too-
it's an
having,
unnecessary
pirate-themed
level.
stuff.
Do they
yeah.
have like fucking pirate hats in space? It's
Yeah,
too
I'm
much.
looking at that and it's just like, why? It's so stupid. If it was like, I like it in like sci-fi fantasy shit when there are like space pirates, but it's just kind of like an updated look of everything. Like they're not wearing like hats and shit, but like their like ship is more grimy and stuff. Like I enjoy that from other sci-fi stuff of like space pirates who are basically just like thieves or whatever.
Right.
And it's all grimy,
Well, it's-
but
it's just a
but
term
this
for them,
this
but they're not
whole
all,
thing
like-
of having a
Yeah.
like a Spaniard pirate kind of outfit on these fucking orcs just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. No, 100%.
I fucking hate the Vespid. The Tau Vespid, I think, are the worst
Damn,
design
that's a
thing.
fucking
Of,
deep cut.
What is that? Oh,
Not
here.
really.
While I look that up, I just want to say this art actually for the freebooter thing is pretty sweet, though. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like this. I thought that was tight.
It's because there's barely any like.
Well, that's what I
pirate in
mean,
it.
though. That's what I mean, though. Is like the simplicity. The only thing that I don't like is the excessive use of the skulls on top of them. But I enjoy like
No, it's just
the
an
kind
art
of
thing,
typical, the prototypical peg leg, except it's like kind of updated and iron. And like I think that's fun.
Yeah. This is what Don hates, and I don't disagree. It's a pretty. Oh, that's just a pixel. It's a pretty shit design.
Yeah,
just look at their faces.
yeah.
Vespids.
They're definitely they're definitely trying to do like a Predator thing, right? With the
I
mask.
don't know
Dude,
what they're
I
trying to do.
I
like
think it-
that. I fucking love them after you just sent that picture.
Yes,
face?
we have 4 eyes, for 2 shall not do. We speak in riddles and take piddles.
6 eyes, dude. You missed the top 2.
I never like with alien stuff. First off, the wings are really cringe, but then also
Yeah.
I hate like alien legs like that.
Oh, but they look cool on the elites in Halo.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a
Yeah,
huge
I do like
fan
the
of the
elites.
elite designs. And
Oh, fuck you, dude.
yeah, I said it. The only design really I liked from Halo was Master Chief's helmet. I thought was really intriguing, and also like that overpowered like plasma sword thing. I thought that design was cool too.
Plasma Sword's a sweet design. I did like Halo in general. It was formative for me, but I look at the designs and stuff, and yeah,
I think it's definitely gameplay is more important than design in terms of stuff.
Actually, I say that, but some of the shit is fucking iconic. The Banshee design's great. The all of the elite stuff is really good. I really like all of the elite
I
stuff.
like more of the equipment than I do the character designs. Like the
Yes.
like the elite alien designs, I just thought were kind of.
No, I like elites.
Yeah, I don't know.
Crazy.
It's kind of interesting, like Tom's saying though. Like it is so formative and special. It is hard to
Sure, yeah. I mean, it's a fucking core.
divorce
It's
your
a core
perception of
rooted
good design
yeah.
from nostalgia. But honestly, like I trying to remember all of it. Like I really like basically all of it. Like I think it all looks awesome. And I don't know if that's just bias or
I don't know.
like
Unless,
the hunters, you know, fucking.
Oh
sick.
yeah, the hunter. Yeah, all the alien stuff's great. I think it's the human
weapons
stuff.
are so
Man,
like,
the warthogs are
iconic.
good, and the scorpion, and the rocket launch. Okay, yeah, I'm talking shit. I'm lying. I'm a liar. I'm a stupid liar.
yeah, I don't know.
Jackals,
The
grunts.
Covenant
Those
Elite.
fucking bug ones they added in Halo 2 are stupid and no one remembers what they look like because they're dumb.
Yeah, the Covenant Elite, just
The
the
best
standard
bit.
ones. I thought those designs were boring, but the big guys are cool. And I thought that really like my favorite design of any character in it was like the funny little grub guys that like run away when they're losing.
The grunts.
Yeah, like I thought
Yeah.
those were fun. I like their body shape.
I like that they're suicide bombers sometimes too.
Yeah, they just like
Fun.
throw a little thing.
The plasma grenades, yeah.
You know what I think it is too is maybe the design. I don't know. I think it's just whenever they're having like these elite people are just having casual conversations and it looks so fucking stupid. Where they're like, "We have to
Take
kill
that back.
Master Chief," and you're like, "Oh God." Like my
Little
God,
flaps.
I like I just like the fucking the equipment. I think all the equipment designed in Halo is really really cool. Like all the vehicles are cool. Even the standard like human army guns are cool. Like there's the base level assault rifle. I like the way that looks too.
I wonder about
Yeah,
this
the design
sometimes.
is
Do you
incredible.
think
Actually,
part of the reason it all looks great is because it was sort of first in the door? You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, everything else is kind of ripping off of it. I mean, like I look at some of this stuff and I see even just like hints of like Warhammer inspired stuff in this for sure.
Just seems like the more stuff there is, obviously, the harder it is for anything to seem unique. And you know, in the intervening 20 years, now there's so much sci-fi bullshit games that everything looks generic. Nothing.
I think
looks
my
unique
favorite-
or interesting.
I think the Covenant.
I don't know.
I think the Covenant has cooler looking weapons, but the ones that I really liked besides like the plasma sword thing was like the charge up gun that shoots the green bolt
Plasma
Plasma
pistol.
pistol.
thing, or then also like the one that has like the crystal shards. I thought that was really
Neither.
fun too.
Yeah, I don't know, Don, because if you take like another something that's got even longer a history of designs already done, like fantasy, and
Mm.
people still put out like new fantasy designs that are like interesting and sick. I don't know if it's true that like sci-fi is just
Well, they
done and
do-
anything that comes after it is like, do you know what I mean?
They do and they don't, because everything that comes out still feels sort of derivative, but sometimes in a good way versus a bad way. You know? But
What like
but it's all derivative based off the original canon, which I guess was Tolkien, you know, like dwarves and elves and all that shit.
well, and beyond that, just like the medieval period in general.
Sure. But like, when was
I
the
think a lot
last
of-
time someone invented a fantasy race that was more compelling than like a dwarf or an elf?
Well, I
You
think
know,
that it's.
or
I
a
think
goblin.
never, but I think also you don't. I think that you don't try to fix something that's not broken.
Well, you just want to add like in the space, like and here's
I think
another
that you-
race.
I think
but
that there's
they're
plenty of
all
people
just
that
kind of
add to new
dog shit
stuff.
and boring. You know?
Oh.
I mean, like Dark
think.
Elden Ring and shit.
Yeah, but even Elden Ring, like
They're Japanese.
the unique design is just the bosses, which are like individuals, not, you don't think of like a cool like new race. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess that's true. I don't know. I guess with stuff like that, I'm never really looking for anything new. I'm looking for innovation, which I don't
Right.
think innovation really needs to be something that's, I guess, and like just completely brand new. I think it's just how can these things be perceived as like how can your perception be changed of something? I think is also like almost more satisfying. Like,
It's just
oh,
a
that's cool.
question
I've
of,
never
like,
thought of that.
Are those original races like really just the best fantasy ideas ever that can never be topped? Or are they just like
I think it's just the
ubiquitous and original, and now
think it's just
everything
the
else has to kind of
archetype,
stand
right?
in their shadow?
I think that those original fantasy things just represent like the overarching archetype of even other previous storytellings. So
Mhm.
it's like I think everything else is going to feel similar because they're just like extremely base level story archetypes that have been told
I guess
even
that's
before
fair.
them.
They're kind of like a combination of even stuff that came before and just
Even the way
most-
you're saying though too about Halo, it's like, but all like the fucking goblins and dwarves and all that shit, that was just like the first. So I think that's just like, I think that's just immediately where your mind goes. I think even when you're creating, your mind is going there.
Well, that's what Don's saying.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
saying, like, are the Halo designs that great, or are they like, because they were, you know, one of the first in the door, is what Don's saying.
Yeah, I guess-
I don't know.
but
That's like such a
I-
broad thing. You'd have to really like sit and. Think
I
about
even
it
look,
for a long
I look
time.
at Halo though as like a repercussion of like Warhammer 40K and stuff like that. Even like Alien and like, you know, like sci-fi stuff that was coming out during like late 70s, like whenever like the big boom of like RPG fantasy stuff was happening and stuff. Even like repercussions of like space race stuff and like weird sci-fi novels that were coming out of that, like all
well,
that
it's
kind
kind
of
of the
shit.
same thing as the Tolkien thing you were saying. It's just like a very potent combination of kind of all the best ideas that came before, but it had a greater ubiquity because every little boy played Halo, you know? So
Yeah.
now it's like, this is the sci-fi canon that everything else derives from.
I remember the
And
only
maybe
ones I
that's
ever
why it
really
seems
played.
so sick.
I remember I played Halo 2, I think, first. And I was stoked with that because you could dual wield shit. And I think one of the first games I had whenever I got an Xbox 360 was Halo 3 and Gears of War.
Yeah.
heady
was a big one.
times.
I remember
That was
Heady times when
another
you could
console
switch
Gears of
from
War
Gears
thing I
1
had
to
too,
Halo
that,
I
like-
resented my parents for.
Was what? What'd you say?
I didn't get a 360 till later than all the other kids.
Yeah,
This
same.
is the Wii story again.
I know it's the exact same thing. Is it like every few
Just
years? Fucking sucks
just
to
a
be a
pile of
parent.
resentment.
That'll be one thing that'll be good about being a parent now is I
Yeah,
feel like
spoil
that
your
console
child and they'll
race
just
is kind
walk
of
all over you.
dissipated. Yeah, well, you get less of the every 2 years pressure to spend like probably what felt like $1,000 on a fucking
Oh, definitely. With like
toy.
inflation and shit like that. Yeah.
Dude, you're gonna
Yeah.
cave to your kids so quickly. So
No.
quickly.
Do you think Gears of War would have been as popular if they didn't have like, if the designs weren't there, you think? Or like even like the like even just some of the gimmicky shit that's great, like a chainsaw gun and stuff. Do you think that it would have been as standout?
Of course not.
You don't think so?
That's like, do you think this wouldn't have been a standout with some of its most iconic stuff? It's like, kind
Well,
of
I mean, I
inherent,
think
yeah.
that there was a lot of stuff like the way that like even the game played, I thought was cool. Over the shoulder, like crouch. Because even like back then, like even just being able to like suck to a wall and like shoot blindly over. The only other game that like did that at the time, I think, was like Uncharted, right? Or something like that. So
I think Gears came out a year before Uncharted as well.
yeah, so or even I guess what I'm saying is it had cool core gameplay, but
I get what you're saying. It's,
Yeah.
it's like how many iconic pieces could you delete and still have?
and still have it be
success
this
like
like
that.
huge massive hit. Because if
Probably
I remember
a lot.
correctly, it was pretty big, like right away.
Yeah.
Probably
Except
like
I
a
don't.
lot.
Except that I really don't remember the sequels. Like I just remember people talking about like, oh, Gears of War, but then I don't think. But that could have just been because I wasn't like the biggest Gears of War fan. But I never heard much about the sequels and stuff. Did people like the like 2 and 3 a lot before? Because wasn't 4 the big like, oh, that one sucks or something?
So it was like 2. I remember 2 coming out. I was so stoked. But the thing about 2 is they fucked the online pretty bad. Like the net code was dog shit, and there was all these really gimmicky mechanics they added and stuff. So people didn't like that. And then, but the campaign was sick. And then Gears 3 was kind of like a really big swan song, really awesome. Everyone loved that. And then Gears, it kind of petered out because they concluded the core storyline. So you had Judgment, which was like a prequel, and kind of like God of War when they did that prequel kind of one or
Ascension
whatever.
that kind of flopped.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
It just always kind of feels like a bit of a fucking like wet fart.
Well, it's just it's like milking a dead corpse, but people are trying to keep up with it like it's a fucking cheesy ass like franchise like Saw or something, where it's like you can't just like shit these out, you know.
And then they
Especially
did,
whenever people like the storyline too. Like it's like, well, we came here for the story too, not just like, you know, the chainsaw guns. I mean, that's a part of it, but not all of it.
Yeah, for real. And then obviously they try to like, because all those characters' stories concluded with Gears 4, they tried to kind of like, well, now it's their kids. Well, one of their kids and his gay friends. But
Oh,
I don't know. I feel like, I mean, this is probably my personal bias talking, but they try to make it less like dude bro. And for me, like so much of the appeal of Gears is like how corny and over the top dude bro it is. That's like part of the fun. It's like the Expendables or something, you know? It's like, I want it to be giant muscles, meatheads with like...
it's the DNA of the entire game.
I think people look at that in the wrong light too, where it's like we're catering to a certain thing when it's like the aesthetic of what that is and how cheesy and fun it can be is like why it's appealing. It isn't because like it is like, I don't know, like the weird philosophical battles that are happening with that versus I think it's just like an aesthetic of a big like meathead, big gun kind of thing is just a very, very palpable, especially for something as kind of cheesy as like this, like a high fantasy kind of concept of essentially crab people, like the South Park crab people joke manifested. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
I tell you, when I was younger too,
man, they kind of were crab people, weren't they? Were the crab people
when I was a kid, I was like,
crabs?
it's like the crab. That was like a big perk for me, was because I loved that episode, and I was like, it's like the crab people from South Park. I remember I think the same
strange little boy.
I think the same people made Bulletstorm, and I don't know if that game ever held up, but I remember as a kid, I fucking loved that game. I just like the big, giant, obnoxious assault rifle feel. Like it's like the heaviest impractical gun. And with that one too, you could like slide and like kick people into like giant like walls or spikes or some shit.
Slow-mo and shit, right?
I think so, yeah. You had like a whip that you can like grab people and stuff. I remember it being really fun. I
wanted that game, but I've kind of already aged. Like I didn't enjoy campaigns anymore. It didn't have multiplayer, did it?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
And back then, I didn't really even give a fuck if something had multiplayer, just because I didn't even have internet, so I just liked having stuff that had the actual campaign or whatever, you know.
Yeah, I think at that point I was playing maybe Halo Reach. I
remember
a disgusting amount of fucking time into that game.
I remember a lot of my friends got into Halo Reach and also Halo Wars.
Yeah,
is that what it was called?
The RTS.
Yeah. Like one of my friends was really, really into Halo Wars. And also a lot of people liked, at least in my school, tons of people liked ODST. Remember that was like a big one too.
ODST
it was alright.
I just remember that people
really
were obsessed with that.
But
yeah, it was the soundtrack. That's the big nostalgia thing.
It was just a reskin. It was just Halo 3 again. You know?
I remember Halo 3 when I was playing Halo 3.
Well,
I remember
the
being
campaign was kind of fun.
I remember the Halo 3 campaign. I was just like, I remember being like, it felt really short. I don't know if that's true, but I just remember like playing through it, and I was like, oh, because I don't think it was. It could have just been perception, but I was like, oh, this doesn't feel as long or as epic as 2 or whatever. But I don't know. I still enjoyed it. But
Halo
once
3
again,
Warhog Run, goated.
The Halo 3 Warthog gun, you said?
Warthog Run.
Warthog Run.
Yeah. What happens in... Oh, all the games used to end with a big Warthog thing, right?
I remember that's what happened in the second one, at least.
No, the first one, the Pillar of Autumn is going to blow up and you have to drive out.
I thought that was 2.
I thought ended with killing Tartarus.
You're like driving on top of all this like metal shit as like a bomb is getting ready to go off.
That's 3.
That's the first one.
No, that's 2.
Well, they did it again in 3.
No, they do the same thing at the end of all the games.
So it's just him driving on top of a metal thing. Things explode.
Literally, that's what they do. You get.
I remember being like, I remember
it's like the big finale where they put all the NPCs.
Did you like the ending to 3? When he's like floating in space.
It's to finish the fight. Bullshit.
I remember being well, not into that, but like him like floating off in space. I mean, I was too young to appreciate the nuance of that, but I remember as a kid, I was just like, so he's just floating out there. And he's just like, all right, well, I guess I'm just gonna go to bed for a while. Whatever the fuck he says. I can't remember what he says. But I remember being like, what the fuck? They're just gonna like let him float out in space and that's it? And it's like, end. And I was like, that's fucking... Yeah, all right, well, I guess I'm gonna go to bed.
Thank you for all you've done for us, Master Chief.
They built him a statue, dude.
No problem. I'm gonna get some sleep.
Okay, well, we'll give you a ring if we ever need you again, Master Chief.
Okay. God bless you, Master Chief. God bless you. right.
All right, ladies and gents, it's been fun.
Take care, y'all. We'll see you next time.
Kisses.